I'm Salad, and I saw Star Trek the original series, The Menagerie Part 1. It is directed by Mark Daniels, written by Gene Roddenberry, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts, and we're following the USS Enterprise, and they're visiting Captain Pike. What's interesting is that this base never got a signal from Captain Pike to see the USS Enterprise, and the USS Enterprise never received a signal. So what's up with this fishy stuff? There's some fishy stuff going on. And then I see Spock just sneaking around. Oh boy, Spock, what are you doing? Why you gotta be such a bad boy? I mean, I'm thinking there has to be some sort of logical reason for Spock to be sneaking around, faking calls to the USS Enterprise. And also, you got the computer unlock, which is fun because now when you take over the USS Enterprise, you just leave Kirk and his commanding officer there. He's just like, I'm just gonna flee with the USS Enterprise. I'm like, what are you doing? Jesus, dude. I don't know what Spock's plan was. It looks insane. Why would Spock want to lead command of a vessel? He's been first mate for so many years. He's been with Pike. He served under Pike for 11 years. So he's been first mate for at least that long. I'm actually curious as to why Spock is only the first officer and not like captain of some sort. I feel like he doesn't have the emotional skills to be successful as a captain, but he does have the skills to be successful as a captain's helper. Help the captain, you know, because he has knowledge and he's logical. And I feel like the captain is more of an emotional job. You gotta care about the emotion and the practicalities of everyone on board. Oh boy, I don't think Captain Spock has a ring to it, as a first officer Spock does. But what's interesting, we're taking the Enterprise. We're going to a planet forbidden, and we've kidnapped Captain Pike. What's funny, I like the little conversation that they have at the base before Spock's like, I'm just gonna take you, dude, right? He was telling Pike, he was like, hey Pike, Pike, I'm Spock. Spock to Pike here. Yo, do you want me to take you to a planet? And he just keeps screaming, no. And I'm like, oh boy, you're gonna take this guy without his consent. You're essentially kidnapping him, or adult napping, cripple napping. What is it? What's the actual physical term for it? I don't know. He's stuck in a chair. He can only respond with yes or no beeps, and I feel really bad for him. Oh boy. But I do like how Spock knows that, oh wow, Kirk and his commanding officer are actually coming after us, and they're almost out of fuel. Maybe I should just beamed up onto the ship, onto the Enterprise. I accept it all. I accept all charges. Okay, I accept it. I'm going to be court-martialed, but we need 3 people of high official rank to sit here and do a court-martialing. You got the commander of Kirk, and then you got Kirk, and then we also have Captain Pike, who has never been unlisted. Oh God. Oh, you're still in active duty? I'm sorry, dude. Maybe it's for the benefits. Maybe there's some sort of benefits that I don't know about, that there would be a reason to be doing, to be keeping his active duty service. That makes sense. Benefits? I mean, he'll need them. He's in a chair. He cannot talk. He cannot move, except for with brainwaves. He uses brainwaves to move his chair, and that's pretty much about it. Oh man, the tortured consciousness. Oh man, that feels bad. I'm just thinking about it, and it's like, man, if you were in that chair, if you were Captain Pike, what would you do? Would you go insane? I feel like Captain Pike would be going insane right now. What's interesting though, so we got 3 high-ranking officials here, and they're just chilling. They're like, hey dude, Spock, what's up with you? What's up with this? Here's some evidence. You wanna know what the evidence is? It's reused footage from the cage, from the pilot. It was not released at the time. I've seen this, but I've seen the cage, but I haven't reviewed it. because I knew they're going to just reuse it again in the Menagerie. And how will they use it in the Menagerie? Well, I do like the framing of reusing footage. We have Spock, like, here's my evidence. Well, we went to Talos 4, which is we're not allowed to go to Talos 4 anymore because it's bad place. You can't go there. And after Captain Pike was done with it, I assume he was just like, yeah, don't go to Talos 4. You're going to get kidnapped and you're going to get tested on. And so, of course, the Starfleet's like, no, we can't do that, dude. No more Talos 4. And now we're going to Talos 4, which is pretty much a death sentence. I'm sorry, Spock. I don't want to see you die. I really do hope that you come out this alive. And so, I do like the evidence presented. We land on this planet. There's a bunch of survivors there who are way too healthy. They've been there for like several years, and they shouldn't be that healthy. And Pike's like, what's the secret to this health? And then there's a chick there, looks very pretty. She's like, come here. Takes him to this place, and then wow, there's some doors, and he gets yoinked. Pop, bow, and then he gets kidnapped. And the survivors there were illusion. I don't know how different their decisions would be if it was a female first officer or as a male first officer or whoever this chick is. Who's the chick leading this party? Is Spock not a higher rank than them? Am I mistaken? Was he not first officer for the 11 years he served underneath Pike? I could be mistaken. It doesn't say explicitly, but it does seem that this chick is in high lead, high ranking, highest of rankings. I'm like, no, this needs to be Spock. Spock would have a logical explanation for all of this, but this chick, she's like, oh, just blast through it. We need more power, physical force. We need to capture him. These dudes are bad. And also, meanwhile, in this cage, haha, I get it, the cage is called, that's the pilot's name. The cage, we got him, he's just chilling there. We got a chick. They're like, hey, breathe, dude. He's like, what are you doing here? Why am I here? And obviously, the people keeping him captive are a highly intelligent species. Oh my goodness, I love how they talk to him. While he's like trying to figure out how to get the heck out of the cage, they're literally narrating what he's about to do. And this specimen will try to show his physical prowess to get out of the cage. And he's like right about to do it as they say it. I'm like, oh my goodness, they know your exact move. They're studying you. They're studying to see what you would do as like an animal. And these dudes just treat humans like animals the entire time. I love it. It's such a good meme. They're about to start the experiment. But it's like, hey, actually, I've been given command. I am above the captain. I am being given command. The Menagerie, I think his title is, Commodore. He's like, I've been given command, and I have been ordered by Starfleet to turn this ship around. And I was like, how will they get out of it? They just started the explanation. Oh man, I like this episode. I feel quite uncomfortable feeling that Spock's about to get in trouble. I feel like he shouldn't get in trouble, but that's just me. I like Spock a lot. When I saw him doing going against orders, I'm like, oh boy, he would go against orders for a good reason, but I still feel tense. And I wish for Spock's safety, and I wish for everyone else's safety. So because this like left on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, oh boy, and I was just looking at Kirk just standing there. He's like, he looks confused, he looks angry, he looks hurt, because this is rough for him. He's good pals with Spock. Spock is there to help him. He's always been there to help him out, and now he's being put on trial, and there's a potential that Spock could be dying, or just no more rank for you, Spock. But I'm like, oh man, there must be a really good reason, but I still feel uncomfortable that Spock is getting in trouble. So I like the acting of everybody's part and the amount of tension being built. It doesn't end at the cliffhanger. It's just like, oh boy, I gotta see the second part. What happens next? And because this is such a good episode, I gotta give this episode a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 redeemos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, in salad saw, I'll see you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. Beam me up.